Hi everyone, Ray from Pro String with another racket restringing tutorial. Actually, I'm going to zoom out. I'll just show you guys. How to properly unravel. Some of you might think this is silly, but there you go. You unclip the ties, the plastic ties that hold the set of strings in place, and just let it slowly, just hold it somewhat firmly, barely firmly, so it doesn't unravel, obviously. I've seen a lot of people struggle with this before. They just dump it to the floor and they're like, oh, now what? Yeah, now you want to unravel it. So there you have it. Small little tip, save you 5-10 minutes potentially. Whoa. Okay, I think we'll go there. Right. Okay. Happy with that, I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, tennis racket, guys. A Wilson Ncode Npro Team. Wilson Ncode Npro Team. I think this one's got an interest. Oh, maybe it's the other one. There's a couple. This is the 291 grams. I knew it was something a little bit different. The weight 291, and I don't know if there was another one with a different stringing pattern, but this is pretty straightforward. 16-19, guys. 6 holes in the neck of the racket, or the throat of the racket. Let's tighten my watch, sorry. My Fitbit. Never owned an iWatch. Quite frankly, just bought this iPhone for videos. So fully committed. So as I was saying, start from the top. We've now set our first two mains to 1 to each side. 16-19, that means 16 divided by 2 sides. 8, you got it. Minus 1, because we've already got 1 in, leaves us with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In all honesty, that is not looking like a good a healthy grommet. May have to put some tubing in there. Problem with tubing, so tubing, guys, I'll show you what tubing looks like. It's like a spaghetti tubing. Right, so that's the tubing. The string goes in there, protects the string from the frame. Seems like I sneeze every time I make a video. I must be allergic to these videos. Anyway, attention, client wants 56 pounds of tension, and that's what they will get. Right. 3 strings to each, guys. 3 strings to each side, guys. You want to be stringing as symmetrically as possible. You don't want to damage the frame, so therefore you want to make sure you definitely string as I'm showing you. This is what they will show you also in a stringing course. This is pretty much something very basic that you should follow. This is your bread and butter for all types of rackets, regardless. Tennis, squash, badminton, everything. We're stringing with, well, they haven't given me the packaging, but I'd imagine this is 4G. It is 4G, yeah. 4G, and I'm almost certain that it's 17 gauge, 125. There you have it. 3 to each side. That was a big yawn. Here we go. So, question is, do I just use a grommet? So I have these little individual grommets, guys. I'll show you exactly what they look like. It's not often I get to use these. It's not like I said that like not often I get to use these. I said that like it was something I've been waiting my whole life for. No, but this is also just another form of tubing. It's a grommet. I don't recommend, unless the hole is very widely open, which is not in this case. Don't bother. Let me see. Yeah. I mean, I can start grinding it away with my RAB grommet grinder. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to simply. I used to have some tubing down here somewhere. Here you go. Some pear, yeah, some pear and apples and pears. Some spare tubing. And that's what we're going to do. So, how to use tubing. You just put it through like that. And now we're going to push it through. So it sits, that goes through nicely. I'm actually going to push it up a little bit higher, because I'm probably going to need to tie my knot there. It seems like something's been tied there quite a few times. So yeah. It's right on the edge, so I can tie my knot still comfortably there. I will say this is actually a friend's racket. Oh, not again. Okay, so we've got something similar going on down here. However, when the grommet is pulled, it's not going to rub against the frame in itself. So once the plastic kind of disintegrates away or breaks away with many knots being tied, this is very common, and then I recommend that you change the grommets there. But this racket's quite old, and I'm pretty sure that the grommets no longer exist. There was an orange racket. There was also, oh my god, I've got it there. So the sister racket or the brother racket, whatever you want to call it. Oh, let's get rid of this. I think I used this for coaching for quite a few years when I was living in the States. Nice light racket. This is a 288 grams. I'm actually going to throw this away. Just pull out of the box. Earlier today I was going through, looking at what I had in there. This is the Ncode Npro. I'm not sure why it's called Tour, because it's actually lighter. However, I don't even think charity will on it in the nicest way possible. So that's going to go to the garbage. Unfortunately, I got lots of lessons out of that, lots of coaching out of that frame, lots of hardcore in the States. So when the grommets are discontinued, it's very hard to, I mean, you're at risk when the racket gets that bad, there's literally a hole in it. You're at risk of getting tennis elbow and all the rest of that fun stuff, so I don't recommend it, guys. Not at all. Yep, I've added 15% to my last main string on this side of the racket. 15 to 20% is the recommendation, as always. Okay. I much prefer tying my knots on my 7th if there's space, but there's no space. And I'm not going to start risking it with the awl, and you shouldn't either. It is 9:26 p.m. UK London time, guys. Still the 25th of March 2024. And we tie another finishing knot, Parnell knot, guys. Always Parnell knots for me. I got my tension, by the way, just in case you think I haven't. I have. I just do it, I guess I do it quite quick. It's very automatic in my movements, in my head. All I have to do is that, and that's it. It's up. So it's done very quickly. Oops. There you go. There is our mains. straightforward, right? Nothing too complicated there, I think. 7.5 lengths of the racket when it's 19 crosses, which it is in this case. 3, 4, 5. Well, there you go. This is this is the remainder of the mains, of course, set of string. So I just left it on the floor, and from time to time that happens. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. All right, 7.5 lengths of the racket. Okay, so I've got a healthier grommet here. I should be able to start this from anywhere. Yeah. I always double check the indents of the grommets. Best way I can explain it, at least. You can kind of normally tell how the loops of the strings sit on the grommets. So if the racket doesn't indicate to you where you need to tie your cross, for example, one side or the other, it's just pretty engraved into my brain, just to or into my ways, just to have a quick look, make sure there's no preference of side. Not preference, but whether the racket needs to be started from one side or another. So as you guys can see, stringing one in front, I'm weaving one more extra string than the one that I already had in, which was that one, the one I'm pulling now. And as you can see, support that string every single time. Make sure it doesn't loop. Make sure it doesn't loop down like that. Yeah. So afterwards, when you straighten it all up, you're gonna lose tension. It's a fact. You will lose tension when you start straightening your strings at the end. When you finish your stringing job, whether you do it on the machine or off the machine, it doesn't matter, it will still lose tension. So it's best to try to straighten it. Supporting my string, as you can see, even before I pull my string, my hand is already set out to hold or support the string that I'm pulling. Again, I don't know if I mentioned, but Parnell knot, even on my starting knots. Parnell knot, even for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Typically, yeah. Kind of is that way with me. Stringing, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Currently, this morning I counted about 17 rackets that I had waiting. I don't know. Picked up 6 or 7 more. Sold 2 rackets. Diadem Nova. Sold a Wilson Blade V9. I haven't even got the demo. I demoed out the V8s, I hope. I mean, they demoed the V8 and I sold the V9, which I don't even have in a demo yet. It's just been launched pretty much, so. I think they just came in last week. I have a partnership with another retail company, which I have a good agreement with. Well, not that it's a good agreement, it's kind of pretty much 50-50. After tax, shipping, all that fun stuff. Yep. So it gives me access to provide that service for my clients. Be able to give them demo rackets, not give them, but yeah, there is a demo deal, and all that kind of stuff. So on my own tonight. Well, on my own. Wife is out for dinner for some business meeting or something, supposedly. That's what I've been told. Got the three little ones sleeping downstairs. And this is where I do my work at night as well. I stop. I normally don't string between, I don't know, 5 and 7, 6 and 8. Family time. I wish I stopped at 3 or 4 p.m. when I picked up the first one from nursery or kindergarten as well. But I can't just. I guess I just can't work 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm not at that level. We are not at that level where we can afford me not to work. So, as a man, as a father, as a husband, I feel that it's somewhat my responsibility to man up and string every night, not Fridays and Saturdays, sometimes Fridays and Saturdays. If I fall behind or I'm too busy, or I don't have help at the right times from my other stringers, but if yeah, just got to do it. It is it's one of the great things about having your own business. You got to do what you got to do to be successful. And it's not even like I'm a hedge fund manager or finance where you're going to work your ass off and you're going to make a few 100,000 or a few million a year. I wish. My hours are just as long as some finance people without that final carrot or reward at the end. There's no dangling carrot for me at the end. I do okay, don't get me wrong, do okay. We have our savings quite well invested, I guess. I won't go into details because then you'll think I am rich. We're just mortgaged up to my neck and ears. Guys, last cross string. Up your tension as always, because that's a finishing knot and we always want to compensate for the knot where we're going to lose tension. It's very, very common. It's going to have to go there, isn't it? Yep. So, there you have it. Parnell knot as always. I've got to say this feels very very tight. I think that's just right. Just right. Well, just minimal straightening up strings. Sometimes I get a bit obsessive. Make sure they're always really straight, but I guess they're all pretty straight, so it's hard to make them straighter than straight. But guys, there you have it. The Ncode Ncode Pro Team. Okay? Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully another racket that I may have been able to help you with. And take care of yourself. Much love, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Happy stringing.